there. I'm Christine Kidder-Graves, career coach, helping you have work that works for you. And I'm pleased to have Kate Bays here with me to discuss how to make the hiring process human or more human. So it really, it can be quite challenging from both the employer standpoint as well as from the candidate standpoint. So we are here to offer you some value and give you tips on how we can all pitch in and make the hiring process better. And Kate, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be with you, Christine. This is such an exciting opportunity just to have a little chat today and talk about something that is just affecting everybody right now. It was interesting to watch with the pandemic how the whole housing market shifted. And I feel like this is very similar. And I have a brother who's just graduated college, and I was explaining to him, like, the world has always been your oyster, but the world is literally your oyster right now. Like the job market for people right now, it's for the taking. There, you can really pick and choose like never before.
You can absolutely do that. And now I think the pandemic caused us all to stop and pause. It was the ultimate disruptor. And it had us really think about, what am I doing? What's life all about? What is my work all about? And if I'm not happy right now, or if I'm missing something now, I need to get it now. I need to take action. I can't just wait for something to happen, because if I don't take action now, then it's not going to happen. And it's the Great Resignation. It's been called that a lot. I think a lot of people prefer the term the Great Reshuffle. Mm-hmm. It does seem to be a reshuffle. I think a lot of people, their work matters to them. They do care about, they have a purpose and they want to pursue that through their work. But it's just finding the right fit. And then also too, we are always evolving and changing. And that's how we want it. We want to grow. We don't want to stay in our comfort zone all the time. The comfort zone is comfortable, but we need to stretch ourselves and we need to grow. So I'm so glad to have you here with this conversation. So Kate, let's get right into it. So the whole issue of the hiring process needing some humanity, it doesn't have enough humanity in it. And I can speak to both sides. As a HR leader with years of experience, I've seen the hiring process just be like, have too many interviews in it, too many steps, too much. And then also too, really, so when it has too much, then it's not really working well for all the parties involved. Like the hiring manager, the whole reason there's an open job is there's a problem that needs to be solved. A hiring manager has to find someone on their team to help take care of whatever it is, what's the problem. Yeah. And so the hiring manager just wants it filled, but they want it filled with the right person. They want someone who will add to the team, make the team stronger, make it better, someone who's great to work with. We all know how important our coworkers are, our teams are that we're on, because that impacts our day and the quality of our work. Mm-hmm. So, but the challenge is to make sure that we're giving candidates the right information, that we're when they're walking in the door, once we make that hire and they walk in the door, they have realistic expectations. They know what they're walking into. They know what their deliverables are, what they have to achieve. So, but so many times to make sure that you're making a good hire, you need to be thorough. You need to do your due diligence.
Sure.
And that is really important. So you created Heart-Shaped HR. Why don't you tell us about that? Why did you decide to do that? And what's the problem that it solves?
Well, you mentioned the due diligence aspect, and I think that this is due diligence. This addresses that on both sides. So the idea with Heart Shaped HR is that I get into an interview situation, a live stream, just like this, a live streamed interview with someone, and possibly HR, maybe whoever, CEO, whoever wants to speak highly of their company, giving the inside scoop. So anyone can look at a job description or, get those specific details, even the first interview details. But nowadays, and we talked about this being the job seekers market, you want to know more before you make that investment. You want other details. I want to know about culture. I want to know how the pandemic has impacted your company. I want to know all that I can before I go through that whole entire application process, really. So this interview is me gleaning all of that information to help said company attract those rock stars. So we get into a 30-minute conversation just digging out all of those incredible details that make this company so wonderful, that have helped them retain all these wonderful people that they already have, and what makes someone want to join that team. I think that it's going to be a huge benefit, a huge time saver. I've talked with some companies and they've mentioned different ways of using it. And one had said, we're already so busy trying to bring in new people, so few of us in HR. So me even showing this, the video footage after this interview would be a huge time saver for me. So I get someone in and I present it to them and here, learn more about our company. This will answer a lot of your questions. And then, let's talk about afterwards, if this still feels right to you, because why shouldn't it feel right to both? We talk about that, finding the right fit. It's got to be a good fit on both ends.
Yes, it does. Nobody wants to be in a role that doesn't work out for them. I mean, I think we've all been there when we've been in roles that weren't a great fit and it didn't work out. And yeah, so when you do have that position that fits you well, it's great. It's like magic, to be able to be invaluable to others, to be part of a team, to be a valued part of a team. So yeah, and you reminded me, the job posting, like that, the preliminary information is so important too. It's a key part of the interview process, because in order to get an interview, you want to make sure you understand, is this opportunity a good fit for me? Does it match what I'm looking for? And then as you go down the road and you're investigating, and then the video, how you're teasing out more of the details and getting more information, that's great. That's helpful because again, job seekers don't want to waste their time pursuing something that's not a fit for them. So,
right. And how often as a company do you get to shine a light on what makes you so wonderful? Like, yes, you're, I don't know, Petco, random, first thing that came to my mind. But what do we really know? You sell pet products. I know your logo, but I want to know all the goodies. Tell me how do you incentivize employees? Why are employees staying? What's changed? I really want to know as a job seeker, what has changed during the pandemic? How has your company morphed? There are so many things to say that nothing's changed during the pandemic. That would frighten me as a job seeker. Nothing has changed. I don't believe you. You're either lying to me or you are not agile enough to recognize the need for change and adapt. And that would throw me off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's a great interview question too. That's a really good interview question to ask, just to understand, to flesh out what their experience was. How did they get through the pandemic, and how they've changed because of the pandemic? Because we've all been impacted by it, and to be able to share that would really help a lot in finding out, is this a good match? And yeah, having more information about the employer on the front end, and it's like you're giving candidates a bird's eye view, or just a window into the culture there, because that really impacts the quality of your work, and how your fulfillment, how happy you are.
Right.
So that makes a huge difference as well. So,
and I mean, you've got a job listing, you've got a website, you can do your due diligence, you can do your homework as a job seeker, but that only answers so much. There's only so much information you can get on your own. And a lot of times, like you mentioned, multiple interviews. So I go in for my first interview and they're firing details at me. And then it's like, okay, well, I have 2 minutes left. Do you have any questions? In 2 minutes, I had 3 pages of questions. Yes, I want to know all about your company. But it's like, oh, we'll get back in touch. You can ask in your second interview. Okay, so now here I am in my second interview, and I've gone through the whole application process, and I've gone through the whole first interview. This is all time. Time is money again. And then, like you said, on the other end, so this is an HR person or the hiring manager or whomever getting pulled from their daily tasks. Second interview, like we could have saved a lot of time. We could have given you this information. This is us. Do you want to proceed? Way ahead of time. And I think in doing so, it's going to really save people a lot of time.
Yeah, time, and then just making the process work better. So, work for everyone. So that's key. So, and you reminded me too, when you're talking about the first interview and the second interview, one of my clients that I work with right now, had multiple interviews, and then did get feedback, got great feedback too.
Oh, okay.
But she didn't get the position. So, but that's okay, because she got great feedback that's going to help her, find the right match for her, and yeah, she was disappointed. She really wanted this opportunity, but she understood where they were coming from. And the way they did that was transparency.
Yes.
You can offer feedback, and I think employers, again, being in human resources, and recruiting was one of my main responsibilities. We had to be cautious in giving feedback, but at the same time, you still need to provide feedback. It's important.
It's a gift.
It is a gift, and it's because unfortunately, I think you just need to make sure it lands properly. It's like always to be of service, to try to help someone else, and to give them feedback, and again, to be transparent. We interviewed another candidate who has a little bit more experience, or they have this type of experience. You did well with this, but they have this particular type of experience, and just trying to give as much, still giving that feedback is important. So it's very important.
You've probably seen this post on LinkedIn where there was an HR individual who shared salary information. Someone had applied and put their desired salary, and the HR person, and this I'm sure is out of the realm of what a typical HR person would do or maybe should do, but they shared like, there's more money on the table. You could really, like, just sharing little nuggets, and I'm sure that's not the norm, but sharing anything. I mean, human to human. I just want to, even I have 7 more interviews today. Just want to let you know, because, I would want to know. Something small like that would make a world of difference to me if I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm the only one. I wonder if I want all the wonder ifs. Just answer a question or two for me. Share a little nugget of information that might benefit me or help me. Too many times I'm seeing on LinkedIn 7 interviews and then I got ghosted. First of all, 7 interviews? Holy cow. And really ghosted at this point, you never know. Like, whatever happened to don't burn a bridge?
Yes. Yeah.
Who knows when you're going to need that person? Who knows if they'll then be your future boss? You don't know these things. Just be a good human.
Yeah. That is probably one of the most irritating things to me, is to hear that ghosting is still going on. I mean, I don't know. I thought that after, although the pandemic is still going on, but after we got through that major, like the first year, um, I don't know. I just expected people to be more human with each other, and ghosting, and especially, yes, after 7 interviews or after several steps along the process, still hearing that people are getting ghosted. It's like it only takes 5 minutes to pick up the phone, have a live one-on-one conversation with the candidate, and maybe it'll be a little longer. Maybe it'll stretch to 15 minutes, but to let them know, to give them that direct feedback. So you're closing the loop with them just by doing that. The goodwill. I mean, I can't tell you how many times in corporate, when I was in corporate HR, how as a leaders and making sure we were sending out those emails, at least number one, to confirm, yes, we've received your application. I mean, just those things, we can't take them for granted, because it's that communication and it's that transparency. And then if someone is not getting the opportunity, I mean, people would always reply back, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know, because to be ghosted in any way is just not good. It only takes a few minutes to close the circle.
Yep.
Yeah. So
and the phone calls come so few and far between now. You know, you get the email, or nothing comes in the mail anymore. But yeah, something simple. It really doesn't. Like you said, it doesn't take long. Not at all.
Yes.
There's got to be some gratification too for your own self. Like, oh, I hope I made someone's day. I hope, just letting them know gave them some peace of mind to move on to something else.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So, so any other suggestions that you might have for employers? Like, well, first of all, Kate, like what's the best way for employers to reach out to you if they are interested in, having you help them with, getting the word out on their job openings? What do they do?
So all of my contact information is loaded on my LinkedIn profile. I think that's probably the easiest way. Just start there, and then we'll, get a call, start to hash things out and figure it all out. Yes. But, you started to say, what could employers do? And it made me think of a conversation I recently had about exit interviews and how essential a stay interview is. Why not learn from, you don't have to learn from all the bad, learn from the good, learn from the things. Why are people staying? Right within your own company, you can glean those answers. What a valuable tool. Sarah, you've been here for 10 years now. Why do you like it? Why do you keep coming back? What are we doing right? What can we continue to do right? How can we support you? Those kinds of things. I so rarely hear about that, but I think that is monumental.
It is. And I started using stay interviews more before the pandemic, and because the job market was super tight then, and then the pandemic hit, it was just another challenge. But stay interviews are a great way to really tap into the company's unique brand. Like, again, it comes back to why do our employees stay here? What is it that they like about being here? What, and especially the people that have been there longer. But yeah, those stay interviews are really, really important. That's a great thing for them to do. And then that way they can really tap into that in the recruiting, use that information that they get from the stay interviews And the other thing too is referral program. If an employer doesn't have a referral program now, they need to get one in place
Agreed.
immediately. And also too, have a referral bonus that's a true incentive. That is like really that
Yes.
motivates people to
Yes.
refer and like maybe spread the word, maybe post on their Facebook page about job openings or on their LinkedIn page, spread the word.
Right.
But if I'm an employee and I'm motivated by this referral bonus, I'm like, yeah. And then also too, there is the benefit of having people that you like, that on the same team with you. I mean, it has good benefits. So, but yeah, referral bonuses for employees have to be um, they have to be used now, because if you're not using it, that's a helpful tool that you can use in getting candidates.
Yeah, utilize your team. You mentioned LinkedIn. When I see an employee from a certain company posting about job openings or reposting, that makes me think they like their company and they want other people to come. If
Yeah.
I don't see people reposting and I see a lot of job listings, I'm like, no one internally who actually works there is trying to attract other people there. That says something.
Yes, it does. It does. And the other great thing too about sharing opportunities on LinkedIn and posting them here is that, when I see someone sharing a post, I'll look at it and most likely I'm going to share it with my community too.
Right.
So it just spreads the word. And that's why LinkedIn is so powerful. And we really need to utilize it a lot more than we have been. So that's important too. So
I agree.
yeah. And then I work with my clients in, helping them to really, identify, be clear on what they're looking for, because they don't want to spend time. Nobody wants to waste their time applying for positions and that aren't a match, because most likely you may get ghosted then because you're not a match, and I'm not saying that it's right, but, using your time really well to, find that right position that's a good fit, and then following up. And then when you do get feedback, being able to use that feedback it's basically, we take the most direct path to that
Yes.
ideal role that fits for them.
Yes.
And my niche is marketing and sales leaders. So I've really been enjoying working with them and, getting them on the direct path to that next ideal role. So
I like it.
yeah.
Directly there. I like it.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing, Christine.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, and just like you, the best way to get in touch with me is I have all of my stuff on my LinkedIn profile page as well. Like just to write in the headline to make it really easy how to get in touch with me. And, so that's, just to make things easier for everyone. So, but anyway, but yeah, this was a great conversation, Kate. And I'm glad that we were able to talk about this, because it's not. So to kind of summarize, to make sure that I like tie it all together for everyone, your heart-shaped HR again is to help candidates and really help the company share what they're really all about, what it's like to be there,
Yes.
and to connect on a human level. Because at the end of the day, we're a bunch of human beings in the workplace and we're trying to get stuff done.
Exactly.
And we're not going to get stuff done unless we work together and we've got the right people working together. So yeah, so that's great that you're doing this again to really get the word out about the great opportunities that are out there, and again, not each opportunity. It's like everyone is unique and different. So you have to find the right opportunity for you. Transparency, we're talking about how the whole hiring process could use more transparency, more communication, because that would definitely help with to minimize ghosting. I don't think we'll ever totally get rid of ghosting, but man, it would be great if we could, wouldn't it?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Please, no more ghosting.
Yeah. And again, it's such a bad reflection on a company. It really tarnishes their brand.
Yes.
It tarnishes their brand. And then, I just thought of something. I mean, employers can be ghosted too. Employers, and before the pandemic, like with such a tight market, candidates may not be getting back to employers and stuff. So it does go both ways. It's like the golden rule applies, make sure candidates, if you don't want to be ghosted by an employer, don't ghost them, get back to them, close the loop.
Yep.
That's huge. And then the other being helpful tools for employers that we mentioned were stay interviews, not just exit interviews, stay interviews.
Oh, yeah.
And then referral bonuses. If you don't have an employee referral bonus program, you definitely want to do that. So anyway, cool. Well, thanks again, Kate. This was a great conversation. And again, everyone, to get in touch with Kate, you can find her here on LinkedIn, just like me. And then this was also streaming to YouTube and to my private Facebook group too. So anyway, I hope, yes. So thanks again, Kate, for your time. Everyone out there, have a wonderful day, and we are here to help. So reach out to get through those challenges. So have a great day.
You as well.
Bye.